When I look around, it feels like most people are stuck in an infinite loop of mediocrity, endlessly doing bad habits they feel like they can't stop, and unfulfilling work that they think is the only way to pay the bills. Maybe this is you, and you're not happy with that. You're stuck, and you think that there has to be more to life than this. The first thing you need to be aware of is where you put your attention on a daily basis is everything. The things you give the most attention are the most likely to become realized and a part of your identity. For most of you, the majority of your attention is put into your job and other responsibilities that you can't control. You should decide which of these you are okay with and which ones you aren't. The most obvious one is the job. If you're watching this video, I assume you probably don't like your job. So find a side hustle of some kind that you think you will like, or at least like more than your job, and begin to pursue it. It also ideally needs to be something you can see overtaking your job in income, and something that takes less time each week than your job currently does. And if you struggle with finding meaning, finding something like this that you like should help with that. You might be hesitant for many reasons. You may have tried something like this before and it failed. You think you might humiliate yourself in some way. You think you're just not good enough to do it. The thing you need to realize with these feelings is that you will become the story that you tell yourself. Take those thoughts and reframe them in a more positive light. If you've done something similar and failed in the past, maybe this time you'll succeed. If not this time, then eventually you will. The only way you lose is if you quit. If you think you'll humiliate yourself, simply think of the last time someone you know did something humiliating. It probably took you a second to remember because you forgot and stopped caring within minutes of it happening. This will likely be the same if you do something humiliating. If you think you're not good enough or that other people will have some sort of advantage, you might be right and you might be wrong, but either way, it doesn't really matter. Regardless of how easy or hard something is for someone, they never know everything, so they have to learn along the way and apply what they learn. This will be the same for you. As far as these types of thoughts go, your mind will have both the hero and the villain, and neither of them will ever leave. Both of them will have valid points, and you simply need to take note of them and reframe them into the thought that helps you learn or take action and move forward. Now we'll talk about some practical steps to actually put this into action. First, you need to create goals. Your first goals will likely come from observation. Who that you know has a life similar to what you think you want, and who has a life that you're fairly certain you don't want. The things you do want will likely require a lot more experimentation to figure out, and that's okay. Improving should be something you plan on doing for the rest of your life. But regardless, write down a few of the positive observations and a few of the negative observations, and then rewrite those observations as goals you can work towards. So, you should have at least one thing to work towards and one thing you'd like to get rid of or change. If any of the goals you create feel overwhelming, simply try to break it down into several smaller goals that will eventually, given enough time, let you reach the bigger goal. This can be done essentially infinitely until you get a goal you can accomplish within the next half hour or maybe even 5 minutes. As you begin taking steps toward these goals, you'll quickly realize how easy it is to get distracted. This is something I still struggle with myself. Social media, especially platforms like YouTube and X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it, are amazing tools we have at our disposal to learn almost anything, but they can also be one of our biggest distractions. You may need to unfollow or unsubscribe to certain people and follow and subscribe to new people. You need to train the algorithms of these platforms to help you more than harm you. This will take a lot of time and self-control, but you can get there eventually. People in your life can also be distractions, even those with good intentions. I'm not telling you to cut everyone out of your life unless they help you achieve your goal. It's very rare that someone will actually help hold you accountable or help you do the work to achieve your goals. If you do find one of those people, do your best to hold on to them and help them just as much as they help you, but you may need to start spending less time with certain friends and family members to dedicate time to your goals and meeting new people that are closer to the person you want to become. After you complete your goal, or at least make some solid ground on it, something you should think about as you create new goals is trying to improve holistically. Try to think of a goal for each big domain of your life. You should have a health goal, a wealth goal, a relationship goal, and a spiritual goal as well. You'll likely focus on one of them more than the others at certain points in your life, and that's okay, but it's important to be at least conscious of all of them. As an example, you might be focusing on a wealth goal, and you have to make some decisions that could affect your health or your relationships. If If you're conscious of where you want to be with those things, you might be able to avoid some mistakes you could regret later on in life. Just be conscious of the effect all of your actions have on the various domains of your life. Some sacrifices may be worth it and some might not be. This will take a lot of mistakes and a lot of iteration to really feel like you're getting it right, and that's okay. You have time, and pretty much everyone around you doesn't have it figured out either. Many people online will tell you when you're completing these goals that you simply need to develop the discipline to get up and take the necessary actions each day, regardless of how you feel. I do think there is some truth to this, and you're going to need to develop some level of discipline, but I think there are other good ways to get yourself to take action. As we discussed earlier in the video, it can be good to think negatively about your current position and use that as fuel to propel yourself forward. Another thing that I've recently tried is rewarding yourself when you accomplish something. Treat the goals you have like quests in a video game. If you accomplish one of them, you get a reward of equal magnitude, and you should cater the rewards to your preference as well, so you're more likely to want them. If you have a favorite place to eat, maybe make that one of the rewards, or if you prefer experiences like movies or vacations, then make those the rewards instead. Ideally, you want to use several of these methods together to make taking action towards your goals as easy as possible. Another thing that can help you with this is changing your identity, or how you see yourself. This likely isn't something you'll be able to do overnight, but over time it will make a very meaningful difference in helping you reinforce good habits and remove bad ones. It will seem cheesy at first, but you should imagine that you already are the person that you want to be. Tell yourself that's who you are and take actions as if you were that person. The good habits you want to start doing or continue doing are going to get easier, and the bad habits you want to stop will become easier to avoid doing because you will want to maintain your new identity. This is important because you need to believe that you're capable of accomplishing your goals. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult to do so. And don't wait either. Right after this video, write down a simple goal for one or more of the domains of your life and go take at least the first step, or if the goal is easy enough, just do the whole thing. Maybe it's simply going for a walk or buying a gym membership, learning how to create an LLC, beginning a script for a YouTube video, making a YouTube short, or a TikTok video. You get the idea. But hopefully this video was helpful, and I hope you guys have an awesome and productive rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.